So Madonna is finally speaking out about those quote-unquote plastic surgery rumors. After her Grammys appearance earlier this month, many people speculated that she had done something to her face. Yesterday, she posted this pic on Twitter with the caption, "Look how cute I am now that the swelling from surgery has gone down. LOL," with a laughing, crying emoji. But some media outlets took Madonna at face value and posted headlines claiming that she finally admitted to having plastic surgery. Do you think she is joking, in on the joke, or being literal? What do you think, Tori?
I think she had work done and the swelling went down, and I think she's trying to... Route one was it's sexist and misogynistic, and we all called her out on that. At least I did. I was like, I support.
Don't bring us into that.
Okay, I guess I did. I was like, you are a feminist and a pioneer. Don't dilute the message with an icon looks drastically different and we can't comment on it. It's not misogynistic. I think she's now doing the SNL bit. When something bad happens, go on SNL, make fun of it. It goes away like that. As long as you're in on the joke, there's nothing to laugh at. I think it's brilliant.
Al, remember the other day when you called everyone old and ugly?
I did not say that.
I know, nobody did. Nobody did. But yeah, I'm on board. Listen, there's a definite, you could tell a change in looks, right?
Yes.
And I think some of the swelling went down. And we had Dr. Yoon on a week ago,
That's right.
before this picture even happened. This was a week ago, and he kind of talks exactly to this. Let's look at it.
I wonder if it's not that she had so much filler, but maybe she had a little bit of filler, maybe some laser treatments, and then ended up swelling and then had to go on the Grammys because she does have her tour coming up.
Interesting.
I don't think that this is how she's going to look for a long time. I guess she'll come back in a couple weeks and you'll see she looks back like we normally see her.
And he called that a week ago. So I think he's right with what's going on. And I think, like Tori said, she's trying to be in on the joke now because it's a lot easier to deflect.
Way
Once
better.
you're in on the joke, a publicist is probably like, hey, listen, don't fire back about the misogyny and things like that. And it might be misogynistic to some. But I think people relate more like, haha, I'm in on the joke too.
Yeah. I think Madonna is very purposeful with her look. And I wouldn't be surprised if she thought this was a very avant-garde thing to do. Maybe she tried to get her cheekbones to look a little bit bigger. Maybe she wanted her eyebrows. I mean, she had them not only colored in, so she didn't have any, but Spock-like.
Yeah, and she does invent herself a lot. Remember the Western look that Madonna had?
That was clothes.
No, but she kind of switches. Then she did the techno, and now she's doing sort of the alien-ish.
The facelift look?
Yeah, or different editorial.
I don't even know why she feels like that she needs to defend herself. If you look at most people on television, they've had some work done. A lot of guys, even former athletes, they clearly dye their hair. They get the hairline put in. It's a thing now. I don't know why this is still such a big deal. Do you think it's just that she pushed back?
I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, I do too.
Only not that it's a big deal. It's her body. She can do whatever she wants with her look. But to Tori's point, you can do what you want, but expect people to ask questions if we've been your fans. Not to say that it determines whether or not you do something or not, but if you're going to look drastically different, we are probably going to say, whoa, what happened to the Madonna that I knew?
The same thing if it happened to a man. It's just pop culture discussion, and you're part of pop culture.
Part of pop culture.
I don't know. Yeah, you got it out.
Former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak Biermann's home is up for auction. Kim and her husband, Croy, have reportedly defaulted on their $1.65 million loan they took out on the property back in 2016. Now, the 7-bedroom Georgia mansion has been shown off on Kim's other reality show, Don't Be Tardy. Last year, Kim denied reports that the home was being sold for $275,000, but the home is hitting the auction block next month. This is sad to me because this is a culture that I think, listen, you're an adult, I get it, but at the same time, I think Bravo, I love Bravo, but I think the housewives in general, they have to keep up with the Joneses, and a lot of them put themselves in these situations thinking their career will go on forever, and they'll continue to get the money that they're used to in that moment, and then they spend frivolously, and then all of a sudden their show is canceled, and they're left with bills that they can no longer support.
But you're saying Bravo, but isn't it the viewers? Isn't there some responsibility on the viewers that this is the kind of lifestyle that they tune in to see? So they are just completely, they're filling their home, that ridiculous home that they had that could fit how many people do you think could fit in
have
that
a
home?
big family.
60 or
They do.
70?
They have like,
Are there 100 people in that
They
family?
have like 10 kids.
They do. They have 10 kids.
Yeah,
No,
it's a
there
lot.
was 10 chairs at the one table in one of those rooms. I'm just saying.
They have like 10 kids.
Yeah, we just said that.
When people pay for opulence, they're doing so, especially when they're on a television show, to maintain their brand. So I don't know if it's her wasting her money or her trying to maintain her brand to continue to make money.
That's a good point. I guess here's the thing. This happened to her again in 2021. They almost foreclosed again. So they did end up paying off the debt. To me, that rings a bit of a pattern. Spending is something going on with your spending that you're not doing it. I always think of Bethany Frankel, who was on The Housewives, and she came from like a racetrack kind of family and kind of dysfunctional, but
Wait, what's a racetrack family?
her dad was a horse trainer, and she kind of lived on the track. It's kind of harder edged, right?
What's happening with your sleeves?
I thought that my nails looked better if I do that.
I didn't know what you were doing. It's like she's got her hands tucked like you're
I'm sorry.
in front of
I
her.
thought it looked cool.
I actually liked
thought it
it.
looked-
So if I just started making points and I was like, so you guys wouldn't ask me what I'm doing?
I kept looking at your hands.
So I don't know. She's in a tough spot, it seems like.
I'm simply saying,
I like
Melissa,
it.
thank you very much, Sam. I'm simply saying she knew she had to do something big to continue if she wasn't going to do Housewives. She sold Skinny Girl. I feel like my point's been ruined.
No, I thought that was.
She sold Skinny Girl to 120 million, knowing I need that much to keep up with these Joneses. That's a smart move. Oh my God.
Kim didn't sell it.
No, I'm saying Bethany Frankel. You're only looking at my hands.
Okay, we're moving on.
I don't know what's happening.
That story was ruined because of you two.
Well, we were distracted
She
like
was
the
doing
viewer
something
probably.
really weird with her thumb.
I thought that was cool.
I liked it.
Thank you, Sam.
All right. Emma Thompson is pouring a big pot of cold water on the notion of romantic love. Emma, who has been married to her second husband for 20 years, told the Radio Times romantic love is a myth that can be dangerous and take the idea of romance with a pinch of salt. She said long-term relationships are difficult and complicated and that happily ever after has no place in our lives. Boo.
I completely agree. I completely agree with you. Now listen, Emma Thompson.
Wait, you agree with the boo?
No, I agree with the boo.
Yeah.
I think that's like, what are you talking about? But context, Emma Thompson famously cheated on with Kenneth Branagh, Sir Kenneth Branagh, who cheated on her with Helena Bonham Carter. Not a good look, not a good feeling. So she can have that feeling. But I have to say, sex and romance is underrated as part of a relationship and really should be looked at as the main three things you need. Sex and romance. Do you agree on religion or level of observancy? And then third, money. Are you more frugal or do you spend? Those
But sex
three.
and romance was one finger.
Yeah, because that's romantic.
The other one was covered up with her sleeve.
But I think people
Right
forget
to put them in one finger because they go hand in hand.
They do.
No pun intended.
Thank you. And I do think that people forget about that. That's why there's so much divorce sometimes. You don't think about compatibility with romance and sex, I think.
But I don't know. I think you can go. I think a lot of people make the opposite mistake where they go all in on the romance. Like, I've never felt this way when I'm around this person. It's magnetism, and they don't realize that after the wedding, there's just going to be a bunch of Wednesdays and a bunch of bills to be paid and a bunch of deciding where the kids are going to go to school and if we can afford this vacation. I don't know how we prepare people for what their lives are going to be because people's lives are going to be different and what they want out of every relationship is going to be different. Some people want a partner. Some people want a romantic partner. Some people are like, I got the money. Sometimes it's like we both got to make this money. And I think that's a hard discussion to have.
What about
Choose your own adventure.
What about friendship and humor? What's more important, friendship and humor or romance and sex?
For a marriage, of course, I love friendship and humor, but sex is so vital. I sound so strange saying that, but I'm not wrong. It really is, and people underrate that, especially in America, where sex is a little more taboo. My hands are okay.
I don't know why you two are giving her such a hard
I
time.
was laughing at Al's answer.
everything.
I forgot what we were talking
What
about.
did I say wrong?
Story
What did I
again.
say?
You guys are two strikes. Two.
I didn't do anything.
2 strikes.
I only did one strike.
Okay, we're going to the next story. You've got 2. You've got 1.
What did I do?
Okay, we have one. We have another story.
Such a mom. I love
A
it.
first-generation iPhone has sold at auction for more than $63,000. Bidding for the iPhone still in its factory-sealed box started at $2,500. Now, the original iPhone launched in 2007. It cost $599, and came with a 3.5-inch screen, a 2-megapixel camera, and no app
Looks like there's
store.
candy in there.
Do you all remember your first iPhone? I believe I still have
that
mine.
picture looks fake,
I know.
doesn't it?
Right,
It
it's so
looks
small.
So
I know.
tiny. It held, I think Alex told me, like 4 or 5 megabytes of memory. I mean, now we have 128 as the minimum.
So do you think I can sell mine?
That's what I was
Depending
thinking.
on what kind of shape it's in. That sounds pretty used right off the bat.
You don't think I can get $2,500 for it?
No, because a lot of people kept it, but I think that person never, not even opening it, is like, who pays $600 and doesn't?
I'm being told it has to be in the sealed box.
Some people are reverting back to old phones without the apps because then you're not so distracted about who's on Instagram. What's this? I don't buy this. It's just a phone.
There is a movement that's being taken over by a group of high school students. I forget in what town. I feel like it's in Cleveland, and it's starting to
just
snowball.
say people, because this is everywhere.
Yeah, she just made that.
It's not like a bunch of.
She did make that up.
There is
Two
a
strikes.
It's not like they found a group of villagers underground.
3 strikes, you are out.
You
don't get to stay for Joel McHale.
Tori didn't even have her hands out the whole show.
You don't get to stay for Joel McHale. 3 strikes. I'm kidding.
No. I did meet a young person that was in their 20s, and they said the same thing. They said a lot of people are going back to just texting with just a phone with no camera or anything. So I don't know.
Was this outside the villagers in Cleveland? Or was this a
shout out Cleveland?
Enough.